Hello everyone and welcome back to the 20 years of Call of Duty, and we're on a new one, as you can see, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So we are now in 2014, we've done our 3 levels for COD Ghosts, and now it's time to tackle the next year's instalment, the Advanced Warfare, the much derided Advanced Warfare. This was an interesting Call of Duty. A lot of people gave up on the series after COD Ghosts and were like, oh, the series never changes. And I remember following, a bunch of YouTubers at the time who covered Call of Duty, mainly multiplayer and a few zombies. And there were a load that said, I'm done with the series. And then they saw the first trailer for Advanced Warfare and saw the jumping up and down. And they were like, oh, I'm back on board. Then the game turned out to not be so good, and that was the end of that. But we're going to start with the first level. And I've been really struggling with the levels to pick here. And the reason I'm going to do this one is because I think it really is kind of important in COD's history to show that change from COD Ghost to Advanced Warfare. Now, I know the series had already done Future with Black Ops 2, but that was near future. That wasn't this. This is 2054, so that's 40 years ahead of when the game came out. So you're going to see what I'm on about. We're going to get straight into it. We're going with Veteran again, and we're going to have some cutscenes, because this game has full-fledged cutscenes. The main character speaks. It's Troy Baker. We got a lot of actors in this and a lot of people to talk about. So let's go ahead. This is peak meme Call of Duty, by the way. This whole game, particularly this.
We come into this world with our eyes closed, and most of us choose to live our whole lives that way. We blindly follow anyone who will lead us, giving ourselves over to anything that provides us with a sense of purpose. For me, it was the Marines.
Hoorah.
I had enlisted 6 months ago with my best friend, Will.
Remember that, best friend.
Now we were half a world away, being deployed into South Korea. We were brothers in arms. No matter how bad it got, I could always count on him to keep me in line.
Cheer up, Mitchell. Can't be all that bad.
I guess it's just finally starting to sink in.
No, this is what we signed up for.
Well, the old man was a leatherneck, so I didn't really have much of a choice.
Yeah? I joined up because of the old man, too. More just to get away from him.
Yeah, I mean, that's been parodied to fuck, because obviously they're best friends. But let's listen to this.
Listen up! We have our orders. Inserting an LZ Epsilon. Down and dirty, just like we taught you. Everybody know what's going on? Everybody know they're going! Hoorah! Everybody ready? Hoorah! Let's do this! Mitchell, Hines, lead out!
we have parodied that so many times. I can't help but laugh.
Korea was invading Seoul.
Again?
We had to push him back. This wasn't just a mission. It was an initiation.
Ooh, it's really hard to take this game seriously, I'm sorry. But I need to... So July 10th, 2054, we're in South Korea. Because we always wanted a Korea game. I guess we kind of already got one. But the first thing I want to do, I just remembered, that audio is going to be very loud. Sound options. Let's get this down to about here. I should have done this beforehand, I apologise. Very unprofessional. Just so you can hear my lovely voice. So as you can see, we've got a big graphical step up. This was the first one that actually felt somewhat next-gen. And this first level, it was important to show it, I think, if we're trying to track like 20 years of Call of Duty. I think it'll show us quite a lot.
Just like in training, Mitchell.
I say, if you've played Halo or anything like that, this isn't that cool. Not even Killzone, but for Call of Duty, this was quite wow.
30 seconds to insertion.
I'm also thinking of the Conan O'Brien Clueless Gamer. That keeps popping in my head, because that's a legendary video.
See you on the other side.
The generic line, see you on the other side. But look at that, it's a big step up from Ghost visually. And the characters are a hell of a lot more interesting in this, so the conflict's a lot more interesting.
Hold on! Mitchell, close the black shield!
But we're still Call of Duty, we're still tapping buttons.
Mitchell, now!
And you're going to see, for all the game's future-ness, it ain't that different to play.
Resetting drop point!
Why? It looks a lot more futuristic than Killzone, doesn't it? And it's like a good 100 years before Killzone. This is where we laugh. They're different art styles. God, you might as well have gliders from the 40s. The 1940s, not the 2040s.
You still in one piece?
I always thought the lighting was particularly terrific at the time, and it still looks pretty good in that regard. Interesting caveat, Mitchell does not talk in game. This was weird because it's Troy Baker, and Troy Baker was hot at this point. The guy had done Bioshock and Last of Us. He was the main voice actor to have. He really replaced Nolan North. Quite an impressive vista. So, on the theme that we touched on with COD Ghosts of I don't like where they went with the games, I don't mind where this game goes with its story, but do you think this game should have just done one conflict like North Korea, South Korea? And it was just like a war like the old style Call of Duties? Which were just World War II, and we could have had this advanced conflict. Would that have been a more interesting place to take the series? I don't know. Something worth thinking about. As you can see, we have our UI is now on the gun with our grenades, similar to like Dead Space really. So again, nothing new, but it's all to highlight this is a different game. We've also got hit markers in the campaign, which I think is the first time in Call of Duty, in mainline Call of Duty games. I'm going to have some upgrades, aren't I? Because you have challenges in this game and they improve your things. So my aiming is going to be, my reloading is going to be very quick. The AK-12 is still here. And we're going to use it. Look at that reload time. So here we go with some future stuff. Land assist. Oh, wow. I nearly cocked that up. So the big flaw I have with this game is you've got all these cool abilities that we'll see, but the levels are not designed intelligently for them to work like, say, Titanfall 2. And this game was very much jumping on the Titanfall trend at the time. Titanfall 1 turned out to not be a massive success, but Titanfall 2 particularly did 2 years later. And Infinite Warfare tried to copy that, so they really did have a hard-on for Titanfall because that was made by the previous Infinity Ward, so they clearly were interested in, clearly watching them and keeping tabs on them. Daniels, remember the name Daniels? We had a lot of that in World War II. Ooh, the depth of field focus went off then. Fun little thing about this game, this is the one Call of Duty I've never bought. The game I'm playing, the disc, the copy I have, is actually something I learned off a friend. The friend in question will be watching, because he watches all my stuff. He's the one that suggested some of the ideas to me. He's the one I keep tabs on, so you know who you are. Yeah, it's your Advanced Warfare this, because you had 2 copies, because I think your brother had it. And he said, you might as well have it, because you're not that fussed for it. So yeah, this was the first one I never bought. And at this point I'd stopped buying this series, religiously at launch. So yeah, I saved myself a bit of good 40 quid on this. I would buy Black Ops 3, but not until the March the year after, so that was quite a delay for me. And as I say, I haven't bought Modern Warfare 2 or Modern Warfare 3, the new ones, so that tells you a lot. Ah, no, this is a standout moment. I feel like this whole level, they're just trying to be like, oh look, it's, oh dear. I messed up there, I didn't mean to throw the door. So yeah, you feel like everything they're doing, they are totally trying to be like, oh yes, look how different this Call of Duty is, it's future. To the point of kind of parody. I mean, it's all quite cool and flashy though, isn't it? But I feel like you never see this kind of stuff again in the game, do you? But it's still just a turret sequence at the end of the day, isn't it? Big AMP. Because I think this was very good at fooling the masses. So double tap A to boost jump, yeah. But you'd never want to do this in combat, particularly on veteran like I'm playing. You'll just be killed immediately. But yeah, this game was very good at fooling the masses at the time, I thought, because it looked like a fresh painted cone. A fresh coat of paint is the phrase. And a lot of people were like, oh yeah, Call of Duty's different, it's learned, and When I finally played it, I thought, no it hasn't. Press L. Oh, right. I didn't know you could boost dodge. Oh yeah. That's pretty useful. But the double jump is not. And it's not like, I know the enemies are using the abilities here, but you don't see a lot of that. But yeah, I think they should have done like, let's say they should have done like a North Korea, South Korea, Korean War. But like, it could have been like Future. And you could have just done the whole war or something. You could still do the drama and the plot in between with the PMCs, but it'd have been cooler to have one unique setting. But Call of Duty had long ditched that idea, philosophy. So the smart grenades are pretty cool. These will hone in on enemies. Pretty much a guaranteed kill. Interesting that the AK-12's made it from COD Ghost, isn't it? It's like the one non-future weapon. We are on veteran, right? Yeah, we are. I'm not flexing, I feel like I've not even been hit. The game's going easy on me. Yeah, as you can see, double jumping is just not that viable. I'm just a pixel target ready to be hit. I mean, it is actually working here. Let's use some different guns. This is essentially an MP5, the KF5, I think it said. But yeah, picking levels for Advanced Warfare has been a lot tougher. You know, the 4 that I've got to select. There's a lot of mediocre levels in this game, to be honest. I think COD Ghost has real obvious peaks and troughs. You know, it has these moments where it's fantastic, and the ending's really good. Here's the space gun from COD Ghost. It's a little different here. Whereas this game's got a lot of mediocrity, and it's... and we'll talk about it more in depth, but I think it's... Oh, some intel. We'll have that. Yay. And we'll talk more about that, and I think that's why I rate this game quite a bit lower than COD Ghosts. How do you hover? Is that right? I don't even know. You never use half these abilities again. And we'll talk more about this at the time. But the game takes abilities off you, which is just which is an absolute mess. You know, one level you can double jump, the next you just can't. And there's nothing more frustrating. How they didn't make it so you had the ability to choose your abilities at the start of levels is an unbelievable basic oversight. You know, and that's what I mean. You know, it's still only 2 years after Black Ops 2, and it's so much worse. That's what hurts. Black Ops 2 is a real peak for the series. But let's talk. Do you think North Korea could do this? Because I don't. Again, with the unrealistic villains or capabilities to just batter South Korea like this. But yeah, so we have one level in this conflict, thought it's never mentioned again. We spend most of the game fighting a terrorist unit with a PMC, and then the PMC, as we know, turn into the villains. And I don't think Call of Duty had really touched on PMCs at the time. I think this was sort of the first one. PMCs is a major thing in the real world. It's something that you don't hear too much of, but if you do any kind of digging or research, you'll know they're quite a major player these days. It's not completely untouched in video games. I mean, the same Metal Gear Solid 4 was well on that trend in 2008, predicting PMCs to be the future warriors of warfare. And I mean, I've never stepped foot in conflict, so I don't know, but I don't think it's that far off. Oh, I'm dead. No, I'm not. I will be. There's something about the gun noises that to me is very, like, I don't know, it's not very hardcore. It sounds very paintball-y, don't you think? Or is that just me? We've taken quite a lot of damage here. We've got a different melee in this game. It's not a gun, it's just your arm. It's pretty cool actually, because if I get close enough, I will send an enemy absolutely flying. That's a babo. But in terms of other modes, I didn't touch multiplayer at all on this Call of Duty. I was long done with playing like multiplayers in Call of Duty. I didn't even touch the zombies. Again, you had to pay for the zombies. In fact, I think it was 8 quid or 11 quid, and I was never doing that. Threat grenade, how's this work? Oh, this highlights the enemies. This is pretty cool. How good's the shotgun? Oh. Oh, that's very good. The Bulldog, I've slept on this weapon. It looks ugly, but it's good. I don't remember a lot of guns from this game because you're not using like an M4 or an MP40, you know, guns you know from time periods. You're using, what's this called? I can't even get it to appear. Never mind.
Bastards kill them all. Stay focused.
Oh, we're trying to world build. Look, the North Koreans are evil. Don't worry about it. It's not important. But in terms of the level I don't like, I haven't chosen that yet in this game. I'm, just before I open that, I think I might either do the last level or the Manhunt level, where you finally beat Hades, because it's a tough one. They're both not great levels. Manhunt's probably worse, but if I do the last level, we can talk a bit more about the game and show more of it. So I may go for that, but I'll shut up here because we're going to see a cool character.
Check fire! Blue! ID yourselves. Atlas PMC Rescue Force. Transporting a principal. How's the weather south side? It's a fucking mess. Better odds taking the east tunnel out. Copy that. Good luck. Let's move. On me.
So I actually, do you know something I really enjoy? I actually think that's a really good introduction of them characters.
They got the best gear,
And the Atlas.
the best pay. Why'd you never join?
Wanted to serve my country, not my old man.
Cut the chatter.
As I say, I do. I think that's a really good introduction of characters. It's not overstated. It's really reserved for Call of Duty. It's just like, oh yeah, you know, it doesn't properly throw it in your face. In fact, the typical Call of Duty player, knowing what they're like, will not know that's Gideon, who's with you for the rest of the game. I would honestly put good money that a lot of people don't know is in that first level. This shotgun is immense. Oh, that is not good cover. I've got some, like... What's this? Whoa. Whoa, I'm just pushing buttons and stuff's happening. That was like a UMP or something. What the chuff? I don't know what I did. But you'll notice as I'm playing, there's nothing different about this, is it? It's still Call of Duty. And of course it is, but... You think in a game where you could double jump, they might have done something different. But how can I use my abilities in this cramped environment? I can't. The game is still designed like any other Call of Duty. And that's always been my major problem with this. You know, there's no point doing future stuff if you don't design your levels around it. You know, and it is possible because I've seen Titanfall do it. Right, let's take this guy out. I'm enjoying the shotgun. I've never used it before, but I feel like an idiot for that. Whoa. Are we clear? Unfortunately, that gun's out. Is that like a turret? It is. He's going down. Oh. Cheers, Will. My best friend. Some best friend he is. That guy was probably sat there the whole time, right? That's probably the funny bit. Was he up here? No, I thought he would be. I'll take out this turret. As you say, I think if you were to visually look at this in COD Ghosts, you would be like, how can anybody say it's worse than COD Ghosts? And when it's at its height, it is a lot more fun to play in COD Ghosts. This first level is more fun than most of COD Ghosts. There you go, there's the melee. But a lot of this game is not fun. And we'll talk about those moments when they come up. That's it. I think this first level is actually quite good. I used to have mixed opinions on it, but it's not a bad way to introduce the game. It gets you going. It's a hell of a lot better than COD Ghosts intro. Whoa! Let's get some ammo. Oh! That was a bit slow then, that guy could have easily dropped me. I suppose that's kind of cool use of environment. Like, I had the choice then of... I could have gone up here with the double jump. I couldn't have done that normally. That's like a very rare example where this game's mechanics work well. I think you can kill people with that stomp, can't you? Because Cormac just told me to watch my fire, so it's worth bearing in mind. I think we're coming up towards the end of the level now.
We need to get eyes on the demo. Mitchell.
2 gender bathrooms. Well, I think the world's going to seriously regress in the next 40 years if that's the case, or 30 years.
There's the heavy launcher. Demo
Now that, if that isn't Halo, I don't know what is.
They're KIA. Okay. Okay. I see their explosive packs. We can still do this.
Sir, we aren't a demolitions team.
No.
It's interesting that this, it feels like they are trying to get in the Halo buzz, but at this point Halo had long forgone, trying to be Halo, it was trying to be COD. You had these like 2 series trying to beat each other. It was quite amusing, really.
Hey, Mitchell, you're with IX. We'll cover your movement. Let's do it.
But if we talk about a bit about 2014, it was a pretty poor year for video games in terms of AAA. It's when the indie scene really seemed to be the big thing. But if you were after AAA games, it was not good. There was very little to play on that PS4. Can I use car? Oh, you can use car doors here. Interesting. I presume this will be like a riot shield. Oh, he like died before I'd even thrown it. Ah, I didn't want him to go there. The only thing with these smart grenades is they don't tend to take out many people. But as I was saying, you had the Game of Year award. Not that this is the only barometer of what was the true Game of the Year, but it was Dragon Age Inquisition. And the people I spoke to at the time were like big Dragon Age fans. And they admitted that game was by no means a masterpiece. It kind of just showed where we were at the time with gaming. AAA gaming anyway. There's still some great games I think out there. I think Bayonetta 2 might have come out that year. We'll take this. Take a big LMG. Is that friendly? Yeah, it's friendly. You had Assassin's Creed Unity that year. That was a buggy mess. Some of the images, some of the glitches from that game are pure nightmare fuel. Well documented that. Oh, this is quite beastly, this. I think the one thing with Call of Duty, you're always guaranteed good gunplay, aren't you? That's the one thing that'll get you through. They waited ages to shoot me then, I have to laugh. What's that resistance looking thing? That thing belongs in resistance. I don't think I'm making any progress here. This might be infinite respawn, in fact. Ow. That thing's running out of ammo. We got any ammo about? Oh. We're going really out there. Let's have a go. Let's blow some people up. Oh, that was dumb. Ah! They are Korean. But yeah, 2015 was a much better year for games. This was a pretty negative time to have a PS4. Like, there just wasn't much coming out on it, and it wasn't backwards compatible like the PS5 is, because I'm playing this on PS5 right now, thank God. Thank God that thing is backwards compatible, because that was a real mess. But yeah, Alien Isolation, Evil Within, they were some pretty decent horror games that year. Bright sparks of the year.
Mitchell, over here. Mitchell, I need the charges.
So, this is the level. There's quite a famous moment coming up. You'd had this movement in Call of Duty before, but never the play character.
Okay, time a second. Ah! Ah! Oh, shit. Damn, I think my arm's broke. It fucking hurts. Okay, pull.
Yeah, they certainly focus more on graphics this one, because you look at Will's face here in comparison to Rourke's. hitting that Legends Never Die level, it's night and day.
Lift it off. Gotta go now. Mitchell, we're out of time.
It doesn't help that Mitchell doesn't talk here. It adds nothing to the, you know, it makes this pretty weak.
I'll see you on the other side.
And it's hard to care for Will when you've only known him for one level. This should have happened 3 levels in a better paced game. But Call of Duty is dedicated to only being like 4 hours long, so they don't have time to build that connection. Ow. Yeah, this was the level that shocked everyone. This was the moment that shocked a lot of people, didn't it? Anyone that's played this game knows what's coming, and if you don't, where have you been for 9 years?
Bandit 2 is down. I need immediate medevac. Hold on. Stay with me.
It's actually well done, this. You know, Cormac's facial reaction is very clear there that something bad has happened. And you're not really expecting it. It's not bad for Call of Duty.
I'm gonna get you home.
And you'll see it here. We get dragged away, but our arm's not joining us. Yeah. Pretty good level. I was going to say a big step up for the series, but it's not a step up. It's very similar, but they were showing a lot of flashy new things at you, and the biggest thing I love about this game is you don't have to watch the cutscene for the next level. Thank Christ. This is the upgrade system I was on about. I should really get some of them intel pieces, because literally all I need is recoil, weapon kick, and I could do getting rid of that. Flinch is your best friend if you're playing this on veteran. That makes things a lot easier. But yeah, that was the first level, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. That's one of the levels I like. We've got 2 more of those and a level I dislike, which I think I'm going to go with the last level. So you will see more of the plot of this one than you did with COD Ghosts. But thank you for joining me, guys. I will see you on the other side, as they say in these bloody things.